Why are, the government is, they all are a bunch of extortionists. Okay, so if we play their game a little bit, maybe they'll let us play ours. That's why I say legalize it. Let's pay our taxes. I don't mind paying the taxes. Let's pay the taxes. Yeah, I give you money. Totally got money. We got lots more of that. Okay. Health Canada, I'll satisfy you. I'll let your doctors look at the people I give cannabis to. I don't mind. I'll have the people stand up and swear to it, sign an oath. Just don't stop me from being a healer and bringing them that medicine. We can't grow it up there. Someone's got to take the medicine. Someone's got to take the message. I don't know why it was me. It wasn't my choice.
You got no grow ops, nothing up there?
Why can't you
grow ops anywhere?
When we left home, it was minus 39.
No, but inside.
We're coming into springtime. We live in a small community of 2,000 or 1,500 people. You think anybody had noticed the power usage in one house?
Let's get some land.
Get some land.
Get
Yeah.
some land.
There are, and there is grow-outs. I shouldn't say that there isn't. There's nothing large enough to sustain anybody. Okay, because security is another thing. Where are you going to hide it? If you had a great grow up, everybody in town knows where it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's that?
Maybe small ones.
I used to supply seeds, when I did that sort of thing, to a fellow who was just north of the Arctic Circle in Nunavut. The RCMP would come by seaplane to visit him every 2 months. And whenever the cops, the RCMP would visit, he'd have to strip down his whole thing, hide everything. And then as soon as the guy would spend half a day on the dig up, he'd have to put it all back up again, and he'd be okay for 2 more months. But that's only because he was completely alone in a meteorological station in the middle of nowhere.
That's right. Yeah. You're under a microscope there, okay? I tell you know what? If we could change the law, we make it legal. Sure, we could have grow-ops. That was my, I did newspaper articles last year in my campaign about putting up greenhouses, okay? Grow houses, greenhouses for sustenance. We could grow food here, marijuana here. We could make hemp, we could make cannabis, we could make medicine, we could make food, we could make fuel, and we could be self-sustaining in our small communities in the north. We could do it.
Psychoactive in their community because they just didn't. How do they respond to cannabis?
The Inuit?
Yeah.
The Inuit love cannabis. Yeah. the Inuit love as a harm reduction for the high rate of alcoholism.
Yeah.
For a harm reduction in the highest of Canada's rate of suicide, teen suicide, preventable suicides. Cannabis is the medicine that can heal these situations. And yes. So well to it. I've done some studies with oral cannabis medicine, standardized canna caps, find that the tolerance to edible or any ingestible cannabis is quite a bit lower than other populations like Scottish or Celt have quite a high tolerance, whereas Inuit have very low tolerance levels.
So they need very little.
Yeah, they need very little, and they get really rocky. So it'd be nice to be them, Other than my daughter, who my wife believes is the only person in the world that smokes more marijuana than me. That's what she says. Anyway.
I went to high school in Yellowknife, and there was, at that time in the 80s, they were training a lot of narcotics officers up there, and there was tons of drugs. So I'm just curious, has your guys' supply been slowed down? Because I used to hear it's always being taken up.
Oh, it's there constantly, and it comes in every route that they can try and get it. But the police are quite diligent. They'll take any phone call from anyone that wants to squeal on anybody else. That's what they do, because I think that's how their investigations work. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and that's how people get busted up there.
Oh, I know.
The poverty must be really bad.
Can I take a last question, Ted?
See, the idea, everybody sees it. The reason why it's been prohibited in Canada is because of the GOP, good old party, the Republican Party. They're finished. We're going liberal. since Obama, the future is ours. Yes, it's true. He's a black Jesus.
While I still have him up here with me, I just have to thank him again in public one more time for coming all the way down here. And so I know many people know a lot about my work and what I do, but I've never taken time in any of the 10 conventions before now to explain some of what hempology is and what it's going to be. And right now, after, well, really 13 and a half years of my work, what I'm doing is ready to almost explode. We can feel it every day in our work, in particular with the Cannabis Buyers Club of Canada. You may not know, but really this event here has been paid for by the members of the Cannabis Buyers Club. We have 2,500 sick people that come to our store for not only smoked cannabis, but we now have 27 food and skin products that we offer as pretty much half the In fact, our work has not only helped so many people, but taught many people about the benefits, especially edible and topical, that, as I say, exploding. We've had now 49 new members of the Buyers Club this calendar year. By the end of today, that we'll have at least 22 this month alone. They're coming in from all directions, and it's incredibly inspiring, and we're building many things to the future. And a lot of that will overlap into the work with Hempology 101. And to start with, I want to talk about a new society that we're forming, the World Society for Cannabis Research. You can see the poster board out there, and there's an email sign-up list if you're interested in being more involved in it. We are going to, in September, incorporate a charitable nonprofit society that's going to publish a peer-reviewed scientific journal and host international conventions, starting in Vancouver in June of next year, and then Toronto, Amsterdam, LA, England, and Victoria up to 2020 is our scheduled calendar of conferences. We will be organizing many other smaller seminars highlighting local researchers as their work is being published. The focus of our peer-reviewed journal is going to be what's called practical or applied science. We'll be discussing science on plant-based medicines as opposed to synthetic medicines, and also on community dispensaries such as the Cannabis Buyers Club. We're going to be working on creating a database of anecdotal evidence on our webpage so that researchers around the world can have access to people's stories and who they are and what prescription drugs that they have or did use, and what the cannabis does for them, and that way we can hook up the researchers to the individuals to help generate more science. At the same time, we're going to be trying to help improve research methodologies that are being used in dispensaries and by researchers around the world working in this field. We've already hired people to work full-time on this project. Essentially, there's really a small team of us. Well, I guess the executive director, Jessica, isn't quite full-time yet, but there's certainly 40 or 50 hours a week in staff time being dedicated towards this. If you want to be involved, there's several ways to do that. We've struck 3 different committees: a research committee to study the prescription drugs versus cannabis survey that we've worked on for 4.5 years and we'll be expanding upon. So the research committee will be working on the data collection aspect of this. The science committee is going to focus on the peer-reviewed journal and getting contacts with the scientists and building an online internet journal so it will be accessible for free to everybody. We're kind of moving around a lot of costs of traditional peer-reviewed journals by not mailing things out. We'll do a lot of stuff online. And so that's the science committee. We're also forming a fundraising committee, which is obviously really more a hempology committee where we'll be doing lots of various events. The committee meetings will be held in downtown Victoria, because in my store, so they're too big for that. And the meetings are posted out there as well, the minutes for the meetings, as well as